Hello there. You're now with me, Shel Chamato, for TVS English News at 5. Let's begin with the headlines. The Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department, JBPM Sarawak, is proposing the building of 5 new fire stations in Sarawak. JBPM Sarawak Director Datuk Khairuddin Rahman said the new fire stations are proposed in Julau, Lubuk Antu, Dalat, Sungai Asap and Batu Kawah. All of them are Category D stations that can accommodate 26 firemen each. Khairuddin said the proposal to build the 5 stations was made based on the results of his research, especially from the aspect of dealing with the risk of disasters and fires in the state. However, he added that it may take some time to be approved. He said this to reporters after the Sarawak Fire and Rescue Appreciation Programme on Friday. On average, the production cost of broiler chickens in Malaysia was recorded at 653 ringgit per kilogram kg, while for eggs, the average production cost was recorded at 48 cents in September this year, according to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, DOSM.
Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said assuming a 5%, 10% and 20% of profits from the production costs, the farm price of chicken per kilograms can be in a range of 6 ringgit and 86 cents to 7 ringgit and 84 cents. For eggs, Uzair said assuming a 5%, 10% and 20% of profits from the production cost of eggs, the farm price of eggs can be in a range of 50 cents to 58 cents per egg. He added, among the biggest components in the production cost of broiler chicken were poultry feed, 65.1%, and purchasing costs of day-old chick, 16%. For layer chicken, the average cost of poultry feed for starter type was 131 ringgit and 57 cents per 50 kilograms, while for grower and finisher types were 117 ringgit 8 cents per 50 kilograms and 115 ringgit and 10 cents per 50 kilograms, respectively.
Cybersecurity Malaysia (CSM) and the Department of Personal Data Protection (JPDP) have been instructed to investigate into the alleged data leakage involving 13 million Malaysians that was spread on social media this morning. Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadzil said the leakage was serious as it involves a large amount of information. Earlier, he shared a post of a Facebook user with the name Pendakwah Technology, who claimed that nearly 13 million user information from Maybank, the Election Commission EC and Astro had been leaked. According to the post at 7:56 p.m. last December 25, a website listed 3.5 million Astro users' information, 1.8 million Maybank users and 7.2 million EC users. The leaked information allegedly involves the username, their full name, date of birth, address, and identity card number. With the new year approaching and 2022 as a significant year to start entering the endemic phase and reclaiming normal daily lives, Sarawak is on track to recovery and move forward with confidence. As such, Minister of Transport Sarawak, Datuk Seri Lee Kim Shin, is confident that the vision can be realised with the implementation of the Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy PCDS 2030 to accelerate progress in various aspects.
In his 2023 New Year message earlier today, Lee added that his ministry will continue to develop and improve the transport sector in Sarawak for the safety and well-being of the people. Hence, all the relevant agencies will be involved as the Transport Ministry aims for a seamless mobility for all. In addition, the Transport Minister stressed that with safety being a vital aspect in the ministry, current works and efforts such as awareness programs have been launched to create security and behavioral changes among road, riverine and airline users, improve travel experience as well as mitigate issues of concern. Meanwhile, Lee also urged Sarawakians to work closely with the Sarawak government and develop Sarawak into a thriving state where everyone can enjoy economic prosperity, social inclusivity, and sustainable environment. On another note, Lee also advised all road users to drive safely, stay alert, and plan their journeys in advance, especially during festive seasons.
Welcome back. All travellers arriving from abroad, including from China, must go through a fever screening at the International Entry Points PMA in Malaysia. Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa said if the travellers were detected to have a fever, being symptomatic or through self-declaration, will be referred to a quarantine centre or health authority for re-examination. She also added that this was one of the 4 main strategies of the Ministry of Health (MOH) in improving preparedness to face any possible increase in cases and deaths due to the COVID-19 pandemic in Malaysia, as well as changes in the policy of COVID-19 management in China. China recently announced major relaxation of its management of COVID-19, and the National Health Commission said that Beijing will stop requiring inbound travellers to go into quarantine from January 8 amid the worrying increase in the cases and death toll. As such, Dr. Zaliha said surveillance measures at PMA will also be strengthened by taking aircraft sewage water samples from China. In order to detect any new variants, she said, all cases of diseases such as influenza-like illness and severe acute respiratory infection patients seeking treatment at health facilities and have a history of travel to China or contact with individuals from China within 154 days must undergo the RTK-AG test. She said the result of the RTK-AG test would be sent for genome sequencing if detected for COVID-19. Meanwhile, Dr. Zaliha said the second strategy is by protecting the community through vaccination, including among the vulnerable and high-risk groups. Recently, Russia fired scores of missiles into Ukraine, targeting the capital and other cities in the country. Vitaly Klitschko, the mayor of Kiev, said in a comment that Russia wanted to bring depression to Ukraine ahead of the new year.
The Russians want to bring depression, especially right now, Christmas time. New Year. The Russians want to bring us to black time, to without lighting, to without heating. They have to bring the depression mood to everyone. Instead, them Ukrainian people very angry, and they told, better we stay without electricity and without heating, but we never give up.
Klitschko said 16 missiles were shot down, but fortunately, no casualties and only 4 people injured. Meanwhile, local residents told media that they had to rush down to cellars early morning upon hearing the explosions.
We heard the explosions and started running to the cellar. We barely made it, my 7-year-old son and I. I covered him and fell into the bush. I turned around and saw fire coming out, then smoke, grey and dense with a bit of green. Then it came black. There were several explosions in a row. Everything was shaking, crumbling, frightening.
My wife told me to come down to the cellar. We were down 5 meters away from it. We had only approached the doors when we heard a strong explosion. The building started shaking. After the second hit, the door and windows were shattered. We urgently went down into the cellar and took our documents with us. When we got out, we saw what happened. This is our landscape now. This is how our Slavic brothers, the Russians, love us and congratulate us. Video footage showed a team of emergency workers pouring through the smoldering wreckage of residential houses in Kiev destroyed by a blast. Moscow had repeatedly denied targeting civilians, but Ukraine says its daily bombardment is destroying cities, towns, and the country's power, medical, and other infrastructure.
And Brazil declared 3 days of mourning Thursday following the death of football legend Pelé. Pelé's death moved Brazilians to pay tribute to the icon of the beautiful game. President-elect Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva described himself as one of the privileged Brazilians who were able to experience the show Pelé conducted. The week for Pelé will take place Monday after his body leaves Sao Paulo. It is expected to start at 10 a.m. local time and will be open to the public until 10 a.m. Tuesday, according to Brazilian news portal G1. A parade will take place through the streets of Santos, where Pelé played the majority of his career before he had a stint with the New York Cosmos. The football icon will be laid to rest in a private burial January 3 at the Memorial Necropoli Ecumenica. Pelé won 10 state and 6 league titles, 2 Libertadores Cups, and is in the Guinness Book of Records for scoring 1,279 goals in 1,363 matches. The achievements of the King of Football have not been matched, as Pelé is the only footballer to lift the World Cup 3 times in 1958, 1962 and 1970. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. More headlines anytime at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Don't forget to watch the New Year's Eve countdown live this Saturday at 10 p.m. on Astro Channel 122 and MyTV. That's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. I'm Shel Shameto. Have a good weekend.